Well, hello, my crafty friends, and thank you for joining me. As you can see, I have another card for you, and as you can see, it's another Christmas card. Um, it's a fairly quick one, this one, because, well, at this time of year, I think Christmas is the maximum time where we will make the most amount of cards. And sometimes we do complicated ones for special friends and family. Other times we just want a quick, straightforward, quick and easy one for other people. So hence why I'm doing this one, and it is fairly straightforward. There's nothing really complicated about it. Just to give you an idea of what's going on here, we've got a few bits. We've got the tree down here, and they've been heat embossed along with the Santa going across the moon. Background we've obviously done, and basically that is it. So okay, let's crack on and I'll show you what I've used. I was, for the Santa going across the moon, my original thought, and I do have them on occasions, was to use the Tim Holtz collection, and this is Christmas Nostalgia. And I was going to use that one, but obviously yeah, quite it was bigger than what I thought it was going to be. So I had to slightly revise my plan and slightly alter it, and I found a smaller Christmas tree. I found a smaller flying Santa with his reindeer, so that's what I did. That's what I went with. So let's put that to one side, put our trees to one side for the minute, and these are what I used for the moon, which is the Tim Holtz moon masks. So I used those, and I used some watercolor cartridge paper. Now you're going to want to ask me what I used. Let me just show you what I used. And actually, it's good I'm doing this because it is right. I used extra smooth hot press grain sateen. Now, if you look at the measurements, it's 16 by 12, and I chopped it down to 6 by 4. So I got, so that's the 12, no, that's the 16. So I chopped it in 4, 8, 12, 16. This is 12, chop that in half, and you end up with, so the one that I've done, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of card. So basically enough for 8 cards. So that's how I did that. Now also I dug out, instead of the trees going along the bottom, you could have stampscapes. Now we've got one of London, got Rome, Paris, I'm guessing that's Brooklyn, New York, Sydney. So again, you could stamp one of these on the bottom of your card. If you know friends in London, Rome, whatever, Sydney, Brooklyn, New York, Paris, London, Rome. So if you know anybody in any of those, you could stamp that on the bottom. Cool. So basically, right, let's do some background, and let's do some inking, and let's just get messy. Right, so put that to one side, and I'm going to need my mat, and I'm going to get one of those pieces of card. Now I did actually accidentally creased one, so let's get the non-creased. Looks good. And I dug out some distress spray stains. Now obviously if you've got the oxides, you could use the oxides. I chose not to. I just went for the straightforward everyday let me just get the label of this. Yeah, I just went for the normal distress. I wouldn't recommend doing this at home. This is the Lost Shadows, so obviously I haven't used this before. Yeah, Lost Shadow. Funny, I thought I'd taken all the wrappings off of these, but obviously not. So let's get... I wasn't expecting to do this, but I just noticed it was on there, so there we go. Right, cool. Right, okay. Right, first thing first, masks. Now I chose to use the smallest one. Now what have I done with them? God, what am I like? I'm just so organised. Not. Now what have I done with them? I had them here. They were here. I had them. Did I? There they are. I buried them. Right. Okay. So so I used the smaller one, and I just got some of this, which is what you might call it, something tape. It's not masking tape. It's low tack tape or something. That'll do. And I just rolled it into a tube and stuck it on the back of the mask, and then that will go. I mean, you can have it anywhere you want. You can have it going, you know, anywhere. But I had it more or less in the middle, so that's what I'm going with. So we can put that all to one side because we're going to get a bit of ink out now, and we're going to. I just what did I do? I just randomly just sprayed some colours onto the card, and you can go as light as heavy as you want. Right, I better give you some colours. That's Uncharted Mariner. That is Mermaid Lagoon. Sorry, I just knocked you. And this is Prize Ribbon. So this is quite a dark one. So there we go. And what I also did, I got a bit of tissue, and just to make the ease of drying quicker, I just went over it and just dabbed it off very quickly. It just makes it dry that much quicker. So, and then just mop up the excess. You can get another piece of card and split this with water and then mop it up, but for the sake of the video, we are just going to mop it up just like that. So, we are going to actually let this dry. I'm going to get my heat gun, which over here. I'm just going to quickly blast it and dry it, and then we're going to do some heat embossing and put in our mountings. So take the mask off, put that to one side, and just give this a quick wash. You can actually see and then we can, I've got some plain water here, just going to let that seep into, and just mop that up again. And then just give that a quick blast. Because what we want, if we're going to go in with embossing powder, we want this to be perfectly dry. So I'm good with that. And then we can get our, this is just an anti-static bag. So go over with your bag, and then we get our stamp. Let me just take off Santa from that one, put the stamp on this one, and I'm using Versamark clear ink pad, and what this will do is act as a adhesive, as it were, a glue, as it were, for the embossing powder. So the embossing powder will stick to the Versamark ink pad. So just give that a nice even covering of ink all over the stamp, and you should see that the stamp has a nice inky shot. I think I need a bit more over there, so don't be afraid to keep going in. I think that is, hopefully, that is it. Right, yes, I think that would do. So we can put that to one side. We can get a piece of work in. Oh, a bit of copy paper. Always good. Now, so we put, now you can have this any whatever way. You can go have it like that, or you can have the small, or you can have it in the middle like that. It's entirely up to you. Basically, I'm going to go down like that, and I'm just going to go in and just press very firmly down onto the stamp, and just make sure that the Versamark is actually making good contact with the card underneath. And because I've gone in with the anti-static bag beforehand, it should be perfectly dry, and when we put the powder down, it should stick to just where we've stamped, hopefully. So let's move that to there. We need to put that to one side, and we can get our embossing powder, and we can hopefully that's all right, I can live with that. That's fine. Right, cool. So put the excess back into the pot. Put the lid back on, and then we can heat set this. Cool. Right, and then we get our little Santa stamp. And then we can so I got a little, what did I do with it? Use this one. Right, I'm going to do exactly the same. And have the Santa going across me, and I would suggest, right, yes, anti-static bag first. Do that, and then we can and then we get our embossing powder again with our piece of just missed the head off him there, but hey ho. Put that back into the pot, and then we can give that a quick blast with a heat gun. When it goes shining, you know you've done it. Cool. So you can see, if I hold that up, you can see how shiny it is. That means it's melted and it's done its job. Cool. And that's basically it. Now what you can do, if you want to, you can flick some white paint over it. Get a gel pen. I've got mine handy. Probably not. Nope. But you can get gel pen, white gel pen, make it snow, or you can stamp some flakes all over, stencil, whatever you so desire. Right, we can put this onto some card, matte and layer it. And then I will show you something else. It's more or less going to be the same, but slightly different. That. Right, move that to one side. Get my and then blanks can go in the bin because we won't need them. And then we can get our blank. This is just a blank 5x7 card, so we can mount it straight onto it. So like that. Now let's do something else slightly different. So let's get another bit of card and let's get our mask again. Let's put this down. And then just let's spray. I'm doing exactly the same as what we did before. And then let's just mop up the excess. Because every time you do this, you're going to get a slightly different look, even though you've used the same colours. It's all going to be slightly different. And let's just give this another spray. And then just leave that for a minute, because as you can see, it's wicking in towards... See, so by spraying it, it's wicking actually towards, so you're just getting a nice different effect. So, and again, I'm just going to dry that off now. And then give that a quick blast with the heat gun. And I'm going to get my little tool this time, so I'm not keep burning myself. So let's give this a quick dry. So basically what I'm doing is giving you two options of how to do this. We're going to get the same result, but we're going to do slightly different this time. So what I'm going to do is clean my stamp, although I don't really need to. So let's get the stamp. Let's get the, let's take him off. Let's get, and what I'm going to do is get my stamping platform. Here we go. And then we are going to, and I'm going to put and I might need to change this because that's on clear. I need it on rubber. Yes, this is broken and I have got a new one. But this seems to be going okay at the moment. So I'm going to line this up again, slightly down, move them up a bit so it doesn't impede on the stamping. And then are we good to go on that? Yeah, I think that'd be quite good. So down we go with the folder. Move that out of the way. Let's move that out of the way. So what I'm going to stamp with now is the VersaFine. And if you have got the VersaClair or something like that, that's absolutely fine. This might, I got bigger one. Have I got the bigger ones up there? Can't remember. Just seeing if I had the bigger ink pads. So like tapping all over and get a really good, nice, even coverage of ink all over the stamp. It's quite a sizable stamp, this. So patience. So that should be okay, and then down we go, and then just give that a really good, because what you want is just to make sure, again, you've got good contact with the card underneath. So just well, either the ink stuff or right, I think that has dried out because of the heat we've been having here. So I'm going to just re-ink it. Let that settle. Normally I would leave it now until it soaks in, but how odd. I think this is just dried out because of the heat. I'm gonna leave that. Let's see what else I've got. Well, I've got another black one here, which is similar to that one. It's waterproof. So let's see how we get on with this. So I'm going to do that again. I'm just going to keep stamping this until I've got a nice deep dark black that I want. And you might have to do this at home several times. That's a good thing with the stamping platform, because you can do this repeated and you know the stamp's going to be stamped into the same place. Let's see, that's getting better. There we go. So I need to give that a quick clean. Get some wet wipes. Cool. Cool. That's okay for that. Put that to one side. Now we can do our Santa. Get him stamped in. So this time we don't need any of that, because we can just lay him. Again, what we need to do is swap our board, because we're now using a clear stamp. So switch this around so it's saying clear, and then bring it over, and then do it with the and then bring him over, and then we've got a nice clear Santa, which is what we want. So give that a quick clean, and then do that. I'm gonna put this back onto its carrier sheet, because it's, oh, this is an Inklicious Santa stamp. I've had it for years, and there's a set of 3, so yeah, that's, and I managed to dig it out, but yeah, so right, so there we go. So we've got that one, and we've just stamped it. Everything we've just stamped, and you've still got more or less the same effect. So if I put that over there, so it is quick and easy. Sorry about the fluffing around with the ink pads. Gosh, that's surprising. But hopefully now I've rectified that. Now we can do one more thing. Let me put that to one side. What did I use? I've been using that one, which is the right. So put that to one side. We do one more, because again, with what I'm going to show you, it will give you a slightly different effect, and it doesn't disregard other things that you might have in your stash. So, okay. Same thing. This time I might position the moon, because I know what I've got in mind, see. I'm going to position the moon over to there. And exactly the same thing. We're just going to go in with our sprays. And it doesn't really matter which order you do them in, the spraying. It's entirely up to you. And like I've just done, you can go heavy on some colours, light on. It's just more or less what you feel. And we can also, yeah, let's give it a bit of blast of water. We can do that. And then we can now, if you want to, you can just go in. Let's do a little shadow. See. Right, now I'm going to I'm going to leave it like that because I like that effect, because I've wrinkled and creased. I'll take that off, get the water, and I'm just going to spritz that, and then I'm going to clean this off a little bit. And just let that do what it wants to do for a minute. Get our heat gun. Now you can see what I mean. Every time you do this, you're going to get different effects all the time. Just get my... So I've lost the shape of the moon for a bit, but hey, who cares? It's there. So, so what we've got to do now is, I'm going to get rid of that before I get tangled up with that. So we've got another bit there. Now, don't ask me where it is, but there is a Tim Holtz die, which this is, and you can actually put that down on the bottom, so you don't have to have a star. Or let me just get a piece of card in my die cutting machine, and then we can do something else. Now, yeah, Right, I'm going to get a bit of black card. Not that one. Yeah. So I've just got my MIDI, some black card, and this shim to go through. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, let's go with that. So this is a die. So again, it just gives you another idea with this. I'm just going to tape this down, I think. So basically what I'm showing you is you can actually, let's get this. There we go. Send that through. Let's move that out the way. Hopefully. Let's see how, yes. So basically, what I'm showing you, yeah, you can do your backgrounds, but it's what you put on the backgrounds. And this is what I'm trying to do for you, so that you've got several options and several choices of what to put on the backgrounds. So I just need to get a pokey tool now, don't I? So let's move that out of the way. Let's move that out of the way. Yes, I have got one of these. So again, this again, if you've got the dies and you've got loads of like Christmas dies of one degree or another in your stash, this is another way of using the background. So let me just gently, very gently peel this off. Just take your time, be patient, and if you've got any bits that are still just poke them out. Just be patient. Because I've done it on black glossy, it's easier, as you can see, for me doing from the back. So like here, still you can see it better. I've got bits up here, a few bits there. So just poke them out in his antlers. So there we go. I think that is about it with that. Another bit there. We'll just poke that out. And I think I'm just about done with that. So that's all poked out. Is that, am I? Right, so cool, there we go. So that is all poked out. Put the die back. And then all we do is get some dotty tape. Right, don't know where they are. Let's try it. It should be okay with the, try it with the normal one. Right, so let's get some there we go. And there's a little bit along the bottom, I think. That will do for that. I'm going to throw that because that's now got glue on it. So, and go back to my background if I can find it. There he is. So, put him, all them. And just get a pair of scissors and just trim that edge. And what you can do is oh, excuse me. No, I'm not going to do that. But there you go. There's another way of using that background. So yes, you can use your dies. You can use your stamps. And you can use your embossing powders with your stamps. So basically, there you go. You have got 3 different, same background, 3 different looks. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that, and if you do, please like and subscribe to my channel, and if you could copy, paste, and share it with other social media platforms that you belong to on Facebook, any Facebook clubs that you belong to. If you like, if you could like share it onto that, and Instagram, on Insta and TikTok. So anywhere that you, any groups that you belong to, that will help me tremendously, and I would thoroughly appreciate it. And thank you for joining me, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye for now.